Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. It's the Pen Entrepreneurs here, and today what we'll be doing is we'll be continuing our Investing with Max series. If you guys have not watched the previous video, I highly suggest you guys go watch that now. As a disclaimer, this is just for educational purposes only, and if you're looking for financial advice, I highly suggest you seek out a registered financial advisor. If that makes sense, let's get started. All right, so today is pretty exciting because it's very volatile. The market is super volatile right now. And as you can see here, I'm just gonna make myself a little bit bigger. I can even put myself here on the right. And we'll look at Riv Capital, Lifeis, Weed, BLGB, and ACB. And after that, I'll show you the tweet from what Biden said. So this is where the volume started picking up. Basically, the percentage of the stock price went up by like 30-40% in one day, so it was ludicrous, right? But yeah, going over to the charting, there's a lot of volatility, so you're gonna see a lot of the charting. You'll see one day it's up like 20%, the volume is super high, then the next day people are profit taking and all that good stuff, right? So in Riv Capital here, so what you can see is that all right, September, it's hovering around this support and resistance, and resistance is around 55, and the support is around 47 cents, right? Then after that, you can see here that on September 26th, where it broke that support and it hit like a low of 45 and a high of 47 cents, right? So you can tell that this was like maybe the new support for this stock. And you keep going to the next trading day, so the 28th of September, right? It was hovering around that line, September 30th. Then after that, you can even see here on this October 6th, and look at this volume just out of nowhere, right? October 6th, so 119, and the one before that, you can see that it was like a 85k, and even before that, you can see that the volume was like nothing, 13k, right? So all this volume just came out of nowhere. There was a big news at that time, so that's why the stock went ludicrous, right? And it went up like you can see 35% in this one day, right? Almost 36%. And the next day it was a red day. People were profit taking, and you can see that it was down 15% in this trading day, and the volume was 49k. And after that, it broke the support for this on October 11th. Then you can see that it had 153k volume. Then once it broke that, like the low of 42 cents, then it went to a new support and resistance. So the support now is at around 35 cents to 36 cents, right? And you can see that you can see this lower wick, and the volume here was 151k. And from there, you can see that people were probably trying to buy in again for this stock, right? So you saw it go down, then the bulls take over to make it a green day. And as you can see for our moving average, the MACD, you can see that the 50 day moving average is like this green one, and you see the blue one here as well. So they haven't touched each other yet, so it's still far away to the red one, the 200 moving average. So we'll see in the stocks that I'm going to be showing you today that they're actually touching each other. So that might be a good sign that if it hits, if the 50 daily moving average hits this and hits the blue one and the red one, right? If it crosses that path, then that might be a good indication of a bullish trend. But we'll definitely see what's going to happen in the future. There's a lot of volatility, a lot of fear in the market as well because of the whole event with, the war and stuff like that in Europe. But let's just keep looking at the chart and see what the story is telling us. So that's Riv Capital, and I go for Riv Capital here. I'm going to move this, made myself a little bit bigger. Not much chatter going on. September 25th, somebody said noob. Then on September 26th, Riv Capital remind shareholder to vote for its board, and Riv Capital announces results for the annual general meeting, right? So those were the latest I guess, newswire for Riv Capital. But yeah, it's been going down, right? So not a good sign currently. So let's go to Lifeis. So Lifeis, look at this. It's actually it's showing a bullish trend, and it hit the so the 50-day moving average. It hit the 100. It surpassed that, and also it hit the 200 moving average. Right? You can see this red line. So I don't know if you can see it, but it hit that. So it looks like it hit the like basically a golden cross here. So it might be a good indication that the stock is gonna fly soon. But we just gotta keep looking at the chart here, because as you can see, the last time it spiked in volume, and it did a reverse actually on October 6th. Like you can see here that a lot of companies were gaining the 30%, 40%, but this one here didn't really move that much. It just I guess it moved on October, yeah, so October 6th. Yeah, it didn't move at all, right? So it was nothing. But on October 5th, it was up almost 12%. But anyway, as you can see here, the last time it had that major spike from its August 29th. So this was the basically the support and resistance at you can see at 5.5 and here at 4.5, right? So that was the support and this is the resistance. But once it surpassed that resistance, then it hit the 5.5 at the high of 6 cents here. Then the next day on August 31st, it hit a high of 7.5. Then the volume started picking up, right? Then after that as well, you can see that the high for September 1st was 95, almost at 10 cents. Then the next day, this was at 12.5, right? Then after that, on September 6th, it did a high of 14.5. Then after that, this is when people started taking profit taking. So you can see it surpassed all the support and resistance. And after that, it went down, and it basically people were profit taking, and it consolidated in this range here from 10.5 to 8 cents. Right, then once it hit the 8 cents on the end of September 27, then it started to basically go to another support resistance. It hit that range. So from here you can see 7 cents, and after that the resistance of 8 cents. It hovered there for a couple days. Then after that it spiked again. It reached the other support resistance here. Then now it's hovering there, right? But you can see, look at this. So it hit the 50-day moving average of 100. It passed that, and now it passed the 200 moving day average, right? So the green here. So that to me looks like a golden cross. I could be wrong. You guys let me know what you guys see, but I don't like the volume here. I want to see the volume increase even to millions. So kind of like here. So you see 1.87. 1.3, but there's still no volume. So what we need for sure is volume to get this stock basically go parabolic, go supernova. And from here, you can see on November 2nd, they're gonna have the earnings support, right? So that could be another catalyst. Catalyst. Oh my gosh, I can't even talk. But if it's a good earnings, then we might see the stock hit a newer support and resistance. So we might surpass this, and also might surpass the support and resistance of what we saw here. So that's a good indication, right? Then after that, what you can see, it might just be a blue sky breakup from here if it just keeps surpassing it, and you might see it go all the way to the 20-cent range to 30 cents. So we'll keep an eye on that, right? So after the earnings report November 1st. And if we hear more positive news about the Safe Banking Act, maybe President Biden say something more on what's going to happen in the near term. So that might be a good indication, right? So going back to here, if I go Lifeis, so the last comment was October 14th, so that was yesterday. Okay, so talking about the gear, so Self F, Colin Jones. Okay, they're talking about the Micro SLF, Amazon search engine. The name automatically appears, but no products yet. So big wall at 10 cents. It could be the director who resigned and decide to sell, or shares company gets out and place cash. Hoping to see a PR soon for Micra being available in Canada without having to pay duties to get from the US. Drink the juice. The new. So this is from Global Newswire, new to the street. Then it's just an interview and all that good stuff. So not much there, but yeah, that's for CEO.ca. So let's move over to Weed. So Weed had a, like, yeah, what I said here on October 6th, it went like 23%. So that was good. So that was when Biden sent that tweet out, right? But as you can see here, that it basically, it looks like you can see the 1, 2, it looks like a head and shoulder here, right? But it didn't really hit this part, so it might be a reversal head and shoulder, right? But it basically, you can see here that it hit this support, then it broke the support, right? Then now it's hovering the support resistance, but you can definitely see around that time that excuse me. All right, so yeah, you can see around this time that the support resistance, it broke that row support. Then so on 20, so let's see here, on September 20th, the low was $4.14. Then after that, the next day, the low was $3.95. So you can see the psychologicals around the $4 range. Then it just broke that. Then it just kept on hovering in the next few days. Then when Biden had that Twitter news, right, the volume picked up and it went back to that old support resistance, which was in the 556 and around the 410 range, right? Then from there, you can see that the volume was around 7.36 million, then a high of $5.26 and a low of $4.02. Then after that, you can see the next day, this is where people, they were profit taking. It was at, high of $5.11, then a low of $3.80. Then so that's October 7th. Then the next day, it gapped down, or not the next day, but the next trading day, it gapped down on October 11th on Tuesday, because Monday was a holiday. It got down all the way to, the low was $3.22. All right, it got down. So now we're at that point where we're just hovering in this new support resistance. So the 410 range to the, let's say here, the 275 range, right? So around this. So right now you can see that it did the 50-day moving average hit the 100-day moving average. So let's see if it's going to cross that line to the 200 moving average, right? So if it does, we might see a golden cross, right? So it's just a matter of time. There is a lot of fear, volatility in the market as well. So we'll see what's going to happen. I want to see the volume pick up. And also you can see on November, November 9th, that the earnings and revenue are coming up. So that could be a good catalyst, right? And BLGB, it's not really going towards, what the big guys are doing. So you can see that it's not following any trend. The only trend is following is it looks like it's just going down and down, right? And volume sucks. You can see that the volume 61K. This one here is at 89K. This one here is at 23K. Volume, it's not good, but they do have their earnings on October 26th. So we'll see what happens there, right? But not much for BLGB. For ACB, you can see that it had a similar effect on October 6th about the Biden news, but it wasn't as much gain. So you can see that the gains was only around almost 7%, right? So a high of $1.60, $1.88, and a low $1.65. So now it's following the same thing with Weed and Telray, where they're in a new support and resistance, right? So you can see it here. So earnings as well, as you can see, is on November 14th for this one. And what we want to see is we want to see a catalyst for what's going to happen for the legalization of MJ in the states there. So the Safe Banking Act, if what I said before, if President Biden keeps updating the whole sector of what's going on, then that could be a good catalyst right now. So you can see the 50-day moving average did hit the uh, 100-day moving average. So if we see the continuation that it just keeps going up, and from there, that would be good if it hits that 200-day moving average as well. So we want to see bulls take over, right? But at the same time, we want to see the volume increment and go up from here. So that's ACB. Then we'll go to, so yeah, ACB. I think there was not much ACB, not much comment. The last comment was October 12th. Guys should read high risk posts before taking advantage. They say Sirius was a big pumper in CBDT. We all know where that is now. He has hit 250 market cap, bye bye, and all that stuff. Somebody said she dead. Okay. But okay, this is what President Biden said. So this is on October 6th. This is where there was a huge rush in the market and where the stocks just like went ballistic. It went like 20-30%, right? For some of the stocks. So this is what Biden said. So he said, President Biden, October 6th, as I said before, no one should be in jail just for using or possessing marijuana. Today, I'm taking steps to end our failed approach. Allow me to lay them out. Then this is why I said first. First, I'm pardoning all the prior federal offenses of simple marijuana possession. There are thousands of people who were previously convicted of simple possession who may be denied employment, housing, or educational opportunities. As a result, my pardon will remove this burden. Then second, what he said is I'm calling on governors to pardon simple state marijuana possession offenses, just as no one should be in federal prison solely for possessing marijuana. No one should be in a local jail or state prison for that reason either. Then third, he said, we classify marijuana at the same level as heroin and more serious than fentanyl. It makes no sense. I'm asking at Sec Becerra and the Attorney General to initiate the process of reviewing how marijuana is scheduled under the federal law. Yeah, you can see the retweets, the likes, and all that good stuff, right? So yeah, if you definitely want to look at this more, you can just go to the Twitter and look at President Biden, right, and all that good stuff. So as per usual, I'll show you my account right now, and it's down almost 70%, right? So you can see Lifeis down 70.38%, so almost 9,732 and 37, so almost 9,800 or 9,800, sorry. Then after that, Riv Capital is down 61 and 78%, so 625 and 95 cents, right? So we are seeing still the trend going down, but we hope to see for especially Lifeis, we've seen that golden cross. Maybe we might see a uptrend from here now, right? Maybe a lot more traders will recognize that, and if they do, they see it as an opportunity and really push the stock up. So that's it for me today. If you have any questions, please let me know or direct message me. Until next time, see you then. Take care. Have a good weekend.